Hello everyone, this is the video in which we are going to talk about the Mauryan Empire and specifically the administration of Mauryan Empire. So Mauryan Empire was established around 321 BCE and it was started when the last Nanda emperor, the Dhananand, was assassinated by the forces of Chandragupta Maurya with the help of Chanakya. And this empire lasted for around 184 BCE. So we will discuss about the administration of such a large territory which was conquered by various kings in this Mauryan Empire. So first of all, we can see that this is the territory, the highest expansion of Mauryan Empire at the time of 3rd century BCE. In this, we will discuss about the central administration. First of all, the capital of this empire was Patliputra, and here is the central administration which was working. And in the same way, there are various capitals which we will discuss in the provincial administration. So in the central administration, there was the most important, the highest uh, person was the king. He is the sole. He has the sole authority to manage the dharma in his empire, to manage everything from law and order to every kind of administration. All the decisions are made by the king or with the assent of king. The four capitals, the four parts of its administration that is known as the those people who generally advise the king, and on the advice of king they do their administration. So the first part was the people who are known as the mantris. These are the people who generally manage various departments in the administration of the empire. Then comes the purohit. These are the people who discuss and give advice to the king in the matter of religion and duty duty of the king. Then the third part is the senapati. Senapatis are the officers which generally manage the various kind of forces, army, navy, uh, so that they can protect the empire not just from outside forces but also from the internal cohesions. Then the fourth part of the Mantri Parishad or the Council of Ministers are those people who are known as Yuvraj. Basically, they are known as the Aryaputra. These are the uh, these are these Yuvraj generally work as a viceroy in the various capitals of different provinces which are undertaken by the Mauryan Empire. Now we will discuss the duty of king in Arthashastra. Uh, the duty of king is taken at the soul because king is defined as the dharm pravartak. Dharm pravartak means the one who established the dharma in the empire, who make people remember their duty, how to serve and work for the empire. So he is the Dharm Pravartak, and the titles of the king during the Mauryan Empire was uh, the Devnam Piya, Piyadasi. So these are the titles which are generally taken by the Ashok Emperor. Emperor. Now we will discuss the sources of Mauryan Empire administration. Sources are generally the most important source is the Arthashastra, which was written by the Kautilya or Vishnugupta. In this, this is also known as the treatise of administration, under which every kind of prescription is given to rule the empire and to administer it. It is a political and administrative document under which the Mauryan Empire was uh, moving on. The second source is the Megasthenes Indica. he was the ambassador of Seleucus who came in the time of Chandragupta Maurya, and he write down most of the details of Mauryan administration and also various other information in this document. And this is the second most important document to understand the Mauryan administration. Then comes the edicts or inscriptions, which was written down during the time of Ashoka. It generally has extent from the Assam to the Kandahar region and down towards south Suvarnagiri to up toward Gandhar region. So various inscription was written down during the age of Ashoka, and by these inscriptions, edicts, we can understand the Mauryan administration and also the political situation at that time. Then comes various other texts like Mudra Rakshas written down by the Vishagdat, and also the Divyavdan and Mahadan. So these are the text of Buddhist text, and which discuss the Mauryan administration and also the political situation at the time. So by these sources, we can understand the Mauryan Empire, what was the administration, how uh, the Mauryan Empire was administered. So this was the provincial and sector administration. Now we will discuss the local administration in the district, which was a smaller unit of provinces. These, the head of the district was known as the Pradeshikas. These are the officers which generally manage the law and order situation in the district. And also there were another officers called as the Rajukas. These are the officers who generally undertake the responsibility to manage the land revenue and land assessment. Also, in some cases, Rajukas were given power to manage the law and order, especially during the time of Ashoka. And these Rajukas were assisted by the Yuktas. These are the junior officers of the Rajukas. So highest officer was Pradeshikas, then comes the Rajukas, and then they are assisted by the Yuktas. Now we will discuss the group of villages. These are the territory under which 10 to 15 or more than these villages come under, and the head of this group of villages was Sthanikas. Sthan here means the any place, and Sthanikas, which means a officer which generally manage a group of villages. And these officers were assisted by the Gopas. Gopas have the same work like land revenue assessment and measuring the land taxes. And the smallest unit of the province Mauryan administration was the village. And same like today's village, we have the Gram Panchayat, and the Sarpanch is the head of the Gram Panchayat. Same here, the Gramik or the Gramini were the head of villages. So this vast territory uh, should be protected, and so we will discuss about the military administration, how this great territory of the Mauryan Empire was protected from outside forces and also from the inside. So we will discuss. There were around six different kind of wings in the military administration of Mauryan Empire. And the first one is the infantry wing. These were the people who generally uh, called as the pedal chalak. Then comes the cavalry wings. These were the people who fought war on the horses. Then the elephant wing. Um, these are the war elephants, which we have generally seen in the many films. War elephants. In Bahubali movie, we can see the war elephants. Now comes the chariot wing. These are the people who fought their battle on the chariot. Then Arthashastra also mentioned the navy of the Mauryan Empire. So navy wing is also an important part of the Mauryan military administration. Then comes the transport and supply wings. This is the system by which the transport and supply of weapons and food then during the time of battle. And all these six wings have the head which is known as the who is known as Adhyaksh. Adhyaksh, all the Adhyaksh of these departments report their information to the Senapati. So Senapati is above all the Adhyaksh. In the Megasthenes Indica, there is a mention that every wing of this military administration have a board, and in this board there are five members in each board. So total 30 30 officers in the military administration. So this was discussed by the Megasthenes. Now we will discuss how to run such a large military, such a standing military of the Mauryan Empire. Uh, they need a lot of revenue. How to generate such revenue to manage this big military administration. So now we will discuss the revenue administration. Revenue basically, the Mauryan Empire was a welfare state, and in the welfare state, government uh, put various kind of taxes on the people, on the income of people, and these taxes are used for the welfare of the people, uh, people who are needed. So taxes like the land tax, customs, mines, irrigation, forest, and ferry tax, these are some kind of examples uh, of taxes during the Mauryan administration. And in this, the most important tax was the land tax, which was at the rate of 1 by 6 of the total produce. So these are the kind of taxes which was implemented on the people during the Mauryan administration. And if we talk about the officers, the highest officer of the revenue department was the Samarth. He was the officer in charge of assessment and in charge of the collection of all the revenues of the empire. Then there is another officer which is known who is known as the Sannidhata, who generally looked after the royal treasury of the empire. So this is the information about the revenue administration. Now we will discuss the judicial administration. Judiciary is very important part of the Mauryan administration, and same like today we have the Supreme Court in the Delhi, and uh, in various other cities like Madras, Bombay, we have High Court. So Supreme Court, then comes the High Court. Same like the uh, in Mauryan administration, the Patliputra, which was the capital of this empire, have the Supreme Court, and this Supreme Court have a Chief Justice, and the Chief Justice was known at the time the Adhikari. Dharma Adhikari, he is the officer who manages his duty. So he is the officer. In the provincial capitals, we have discussed various provincial capitals. There are subordinate courts, and these courts are generally managed by the Amatyas. And also in the village and towns, like today we have Gram Panchayat, same like the village and town at the Mauryan Empire. There are the officers which are known as the Gram Bardha or Nagar Vyavarika Mahamatra. These are the people who do their job in the judicial administration. Then there was also some Jati Panchayat and Guild courts. Guild are the group of people who are skilled in a certain occupation. So these are the kind of uh, courts, and these courts generally have dual purpose, like the civil judiciary and also the criminal judiciary. The civil judiciary was known as the Dharmastha, and the criminal judiciary was known as Kantakshodan. This was the judicial administration in the time of Mauryan Empire. Now we will discuss the espionage system. Espionage or the spy system was a very important pillar of the Mauryan Empire because Arthashastra have mentioned a lot of information about the spy system. So, spy system is described in the Arthashastra and also in the Ashokan inscription. And the officers which generally manage the spy system are known as the Prativedak. And in Megasthenes Indica, Megasthenes described the head of spy department. He called is the Piscopoi. So this is some information about the spy system. These keywords can be asked in the prelims examination. So also these keywords can give a value addition in the mains answer writing. So we have discussed the Mauryan administration. First of all, we have discussed the central administration, then the provincial and local administration, then comes the military, revenue, and judicial administration. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you like this video. Thanks.